हम लोग इस वक्त महमूदाबाद के राजा किले में मौजूद हैं। जैसा कि आपको आई इंडिया लगातार बता रहा है कि राजा महमूदाबाद चूँकि अब हमारे बीच नहीं है, लेकिन उनकी यादों को सहेजने के लिए, उनकी यादों को हम सब अपने जहन में ज़िंदा रखें, इसके लिए बड़ी संख्या में आज यहाँ पर लोग एकत्रित हुए हैं राजा महमूदाबाद के किले में। हमारे साथ उनके खास मित्र जो कि लंदन से हम सबके बीच में आए हैं, हम उनसे भी पूछेंगे कि उनके जो राजा महमूदाबाद के साथ संबंध थे वो कैसे थे, आखिर वो मेमोरीज़, उनकी जो यादें थी वो कैसी थी। वेलकम सर फ्रॉम आवर चैनल। माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज़ योर नेम एंड व्हाट्स योर experience with Raja Mahmudabad as a friend? If you can share.
My name is Dr. Fisher Dilk. So my first name is Fisher, and here they call me Fisher. Okay. I first met the Raja at Cambridge University. We were students together in the Institute of Theoretical Astronomy, and we were both studying the sun and the interior of the sun, a mathematical study of the interior of the sun. It was very interesting. And before, it was thought that the sun was a very stable star, but our calculations showed that it should move, it should vibrate like a bell. And subsequent explorations, there was a NASA spacecraft, shows that it does. It does vibrate like a bell. And these vibrations enable one to look deep into the interior of the sun to infer its structure. Anyway, I finished my PhD, but unfortunately the Raja Sahib was unable to because his father died. I also knew his father. His father was the Imam in London, and I used to visit them at home. So that's how I met him. But he was somebody who I instantly liked. The only other person from the Indian subcontinent who I'd met before and knew before was from Sri Lanka, and he'd been a friend in my first year, and he was a Buddhist. So when I met the Raja, I asked him, "Are you a Brahmin or a Kshatriya?" And he said, "Neither. I'm a Muslim." But it was one of those things where we immediately became friends. And that was more than 50 years ago. We've been friends ever since. So he's my best friend. He was my best friend. It's very sad for me that he's died. My best and one of my oldest friends.
In university, you can share any special moment as a friend, because in university we spend lots of moments as a friend, as a scholar, as a student. If you can share some special moments with Raja, just like a canteen, just like a classroom, or a PhD viva वगैरह at last.
Well, when we became special friends was when I came here for the first time, and it was a great surprise. I was not expecting India to be like this at all. And I came to this place, Qala, because I didn't know that I should be going to Lucknow. And the Raja Sahib was not here. So I was imprisoned in the men's part here for 3 or 4 days until the Raja Sahib turned up. And then I stayed. I intended to stay only 3 or 4 days, but I stayed in the end for 2 months, and I became his advisor. And this was the beginning of his campaign to become an MP in the Lucknow Parliament. And so we became very special friends at that time, very, very close, going through that experience together.
What's your experience in Lucknow, just like a culture, heritage, moments?
Well,
any special moment you can remember as a culture, as a tourist, as a scholar in Lucknow, Mahmudabad?
Well, really was when I was in London. His father, the old Raja Sahib, was a very fine man. And I used to visit them, and they lived above the mosque in London. And his father was very intelligent, and he was very plainly dressed. No showiness, no fancy wristwatch, no fancy spectacles, very ordinary clothes. All of him was in his face, right, and his brain. And I determined that I wanted to be like him. And I sort of tried. I've tried since then to be like the Raja Sahib's father. And I've understood since that this is very much a Shia characteristic, yes. So that was one experience. I think the other one is that you have to realize that for us living in the West, this is a very different world. It's a very different world, and many people have very silly ideas about this Muslim world. They do not understand it. And so for me, it was a time to understand Islam. And that was a great revelation to me. And it's been a very valuable part of my life since.
Thank you. What is your religion?
It's Christian, but I'm not very religious really.
तो देखा आपने, हम इस वक्त राजा महमूदाबाद के किले में थे और राजा महमूदाबाद के खास मित्र से हम लोगों ने बात की। उन्होंने बताया कि किस तरह से जब वो यूनिवर्सिटी में थे तो खगोल शास्त्र में उनकी खास रुचि थी। उन्होंने सूर्य का, पृथ्वी का और अन्य ग्रहों का साथ में अध्ययन किया। इसके अलावा उन्होंने राजा महमूदाबाद जो थे उनके साथ जो पल बिताए, जो महमूदाबाद आकर के उन्होंने महमूदाबाद के किले में अपना समय बिताया। इसके अलावा जो लखनऊ का कल्चर है, जो लखनऊ की संस्कृति है और जो महमूदाबाद की संस्कृति है, उनको करीब से जाना और इनको उस पूरी संस्कृति ने प्रभावित भी किया। इनका जो कहना था कि जो राजा महमूदाबाद के पिता थे उनसे भी, ये उनके व्यक्तित्व से भी काफ़ी प्रभावित रहे और उनके जैसा बनने की भी इन्होंने कई बार कोशिश की। तो इन्होंने अपने जो खास यादें थी उनको हम सबके साथ साझा किया। आई इंडिया के साथ आप लोग बने रहिए। राजा महमूदाबाद की इसी तरह की खास यादों और कवरेज के साथ हम लगातार आपके साथ जुड़े रहेंगे। महमूदाबाद से आयुष जैन।
खबर आपकी, नजर हमारी। देखते रहिए आई इंडिया।